Statements by the ministry. Responses. The member for Kitchener Centre.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And thank you for providing us with an opportunity to have this very important discussion. I would have to begin by saying we were remiss that this wasn't actually spoken of earlier in the day, and we were a little bit worried, at least on our side as part of the official opposition, that there wasn't an understanding of how important it is for us to take this day seriously. The day to eliminate racial discrimination isn't something that we should be celebrating without policies, practices, a transparent plan. It's wonderful that we all came together today and put on multicultural or multicolored ribbons to demonstrate that we wanted to fight for racial equity, but we need to do more than that. And it's kind of ironic that I was just with a group of Black youth in care whose parents are actually this government and who spoke out loud consistently about the ways in which our systems, the systems that we are talking about right here, right now, are perpetuating anti-Black racism. They were very clear in their report that they weren't saying this just to yell and scream, but they were asking for help from their parent. The Ontario government is their parent. And so we have to do the right thing for them. And what that means is that we have to do more than celebrate and actually more than calling out. Because I have stood in this space a number of times and said, it's very interesting that one of the first changes that was made in this House was to move the Anti-Racism Directorate under corrections. And I can't help but say it again. To take the Anti-Racism Directorate and put it under the same ministry that deals with corrections incidentally perpetuates anti-Black racism, anti-Indigenous racism. It perpetuates racism. Interestingly enough, yelling about it as opposed to fixing it also perpetuates racism. So as a Black woman who's worked with police services, who's done equity training, who has a master's and a PhD in equity and education, I am pleading with the government to not take this personally, but instead do the right thing. Do anti-racism work well. Just do it well. Instead of perpetuating racism, let's not. We could choose not to. But what we would need is a plan. And I think that that's something that we keep coming back to. We need an actual plan, and that plan needs to be transparent, and that plan has to be with the people who are actually impacted by racism. That's what eliminating racial discrimination is. That's what this day is about. It's not about celebrating. I celebrate my Blackness every day, in this House and outside, but I don't need more people to celebrate me. I need people to change legislation to ensure that people that look like me are safe and secure. And right now, when I have to explain to the public, that anti-Black racism is going to be dealt with under corrections, I can't tell them that they're safe. And so, as somebody who has been here doing this work, who wants to do good work, who would love to have a briefing from the minister that's yelling at me right now, I am saying, let's not celebrate. Let's do the work. I'm ready to work. I hope they are too.